Hey, what's happening with my peoples? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? If I can park, let me take this off. Welcome to another episode of Neighborhood Socialpreneur. I am your good brother Biz by Josh, coming at y'all live and direct. And here we are with another car notes. Alright, y'all. So I was reflecting on what it is I wanted to talk about. And as y'all know, sometimes I have my notebook out and I'm reading off of some information that I've just been downloading and, getting in terms of, what I want to speak on. And sometimes I'm just willing to free flow it. So I'm just gonna rip off the top here just because there was definitely a download that I was getting on my way into the office for sure. But before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Holla at your boy. If you're liking and you're commenting, please make sure you are subscribing. We want to make sure that every single person that's liking this content is able to get notified as quickly as possible, just so we can continue to get the information out. And then also, too, if you have any suggestions, comments, or concerns, or even room for improvement ideas, please drop those in the comments as well. With that being said, let's get into it. So, the topic for this particular video is going to be handling small before you get to big. Okay? In life, just on both levels, you're not going to be able to handle big problems if you can't handle small problems. And small problems that you don't handle usually become big problems, right? So for myself, I've been thinking on like a lot of the mistakes I used to make as a younger dude in life. I'm still pretty young. I'm 27 years blessed. But I think about the mistakes I made in my early 20s, whether it was with money, whether it was with relationships, whether it was with friends, whether it was with time. And I realized that all of my biggest issues came because I didn't handle the smaller problems that led up to that big issue. Whether it was just paying for certain expenses, whether it was, having certain conversations with like my partner, significant other, like, the people who I was dealing with at the time, right? Whether it was making certain career moves or, just realizing that I need to handle the smaller issues and conquer the smaller issues within my day before I get too big, because that's just what it is, right? Like some of y'all want to move up in life and y'all want to have like these big grandiose positions, and so many folks, you see people talking about, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be my own boss. And it's like, that's all well and good, but it's like, however, you have to remember that if that is something that you want to do, then that is going to require you being a boss of yourself 24/7. With a job, you just have to show up 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and you just have to do what somebody else is assigning you to do. But as a boss of yourself, as a boss of self, you have to show up for yourself 24/7, 365. And you're not just showing up for yourself, you're showing up for your family, your friends, and all the people who rely on you for support as well. So the reality is, so many people, they want to skip steps, or they feel like the small issues are not the issues that really need to be focused on. In reality, those are the most important components to actually being able to achieve success and being able to right wrongs and being able to improve as a human being. If you're not focusing in and dialing in on your diet and nutrition, it doesn't matter how many workouts you do, you are still not going to get in shape. You're not going to be built like Creed if you are not eating the proper food and nutrients. And then if you're not doing the proper workouts and staying consistent, then you're not going to get to that level. It's just bottom line, y'all. So remember that there's pleasure and devil in the details. There is I don't even like saying the devil in the details, to be real. God is in the details. You know what I mean? God is in the details, because when you actually go and you start to dial in on you know, the actual real work that needs to be done, those are the small steps, and God exists in that, right? Universal power exists in that. So with that being said, you have to realize that the things that you do every day, even if it's the small things, your frequency, or your what you do frequently becomes your frequency. So realizing that, you have to take the necessary steps. So, some of y'all are like, okay, Josh, you've been talking to me about this for the last almost 5 minutes now. What does that exactly mean? So taking the small steps isn't necessarily saying, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds and I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. No, 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 no. The habits got to change, right? you have to get to a point where you're moving your body more, whether it's dialing in on your nutrition, whether it is building up, you know, going from working out 0 times a week to working out twice a week, and then slowly putting on 3, then 4, then 5 times, right? That's, you know, if you're eating an average of 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day, cutting that down a few hundred calories every single week, right? Getting consistent. And that's where people really have the biggest issues with being able to do what it is that they say they want to do and accomplish goals. Nobody wants to be consistent for a long period of a time. But those are the people who are the champions. It's just bottom line. So that's what I mean, y'all. Like, if you want to get money, if you want to make more bread, if you want to have a better, more secure and stable life, ultimately it comes from conquering small before you get to big, because the big problems usually arise because they were small. The big problems come from not handling small, y'all. You never get to the big money if you can't handle the small money. People who don't know how to handle $1,000 are not going to know how to handle $1 million. It's just what it is. Like, if you don't know how to handle a rack right now and know how to make your first style or first 10 bands, you're not going to be able to make $1 million. It's how it goes. So there's a lot to actually be learned and gained in value when you focus on doing the small steps and you set those big goals, but you set smaller goals to actually get there, right? So if you want to save 10 bands, figure out how much you have to put to the side per week and automate that in your bank account, so that way you don't even have to worry about it. So when you look up a year from now, oh shoot, I got 10 bands in my bank account. Oh, yo, I done lost that 100 pounds, right? This doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't have to happen overnight. Like, I feel like people are looking for these crazy grandiose transformations, and just quite frankly, it doesn't happen like that. And even if it does, the slim chance that it does, you're not going to be able to sustain it. You won't be able to keep the thing that you've been talking about, that you've been praying on, that you've been saying. And it's not about just getting it, it's about keeping it and multiplying it. What is fruitfulness if you're not really multiplying? And what are you really subduing if you're not really multiplying? It's just what it is. So that's my talk for today. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You know, even for myself, I have to remember, like, hey, guess what? This channel is on the smaller side, but I know that, hey, 10 years from now, so long as I stay consistent, this is going to be in a much different place. And I know that even for most of these videos, most people are not going to see these until, like, they go and double back and they're like, oh, he's been talking this talk for like 5 years now. And it's like, that's just something to remember. That's why for myself, my goal was to get to 100 videos, or at least 100 call notes, before I even say, like, okay, yeah, we just gotta retailor the strategy. We're just gonna get the videos out as much as possible. But I'm focusing on small right now before I start focusing on big. Like, all of that is gonna come later. The monetization is gonna come later. The endorsements are gonna come later. But that's after I put in the actual groundwork, right? So, you know, I'm focusing on doing this myself as well. And I got to hold myself accountable on this every single day and stay locked in on the present moment of what it is that I'm focusing and looking to accomplish and do. But yeah, you know, that's why I'm appreciative for the folks who tap in on these videos. You know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yet again, I appreciate everybody who's on this right now. And yeah, y'all, let's just keep it rolling. Let's keep doing our thing. It's the Good Brother Biz by Josh coming at y'all live and direct with another one. I'm out. One love, one life. Peace.